All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Introduce yourself and tell us why you're out on the Appalachian Trail.
All right, my name is Trunks from Texas. A couple of reasons. I'm not getting any younger. So a couple of years ago, I had a health scare. Had open heart surgery, so that kind of reprioritized my list of things to do and moved the AT up quite a bit. So excited to make it all the way to Katahdin this year after trying last year. So super excited.
Awesome. And why Trunks?
It's the calves. Somebody walking behind me, they gave me that trail name, so I took it. So yep, that's it.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie from Maine. I grew up in New Hampshire in Maine, so I've always been like surrounded by the AT and hiking as a little girl. I always knew about it, and I said I would do it before I turned 30. And I'm 26, so with everything going on in the world, this was just the perfect time to do it. Nice. So happy to be here.
Cool. I'm Basco, also recently moved to Maine. I moved back to the States from Israel like 2 years ago. I just finished my associates and was already planning on waiting until the fall to transfer to four-year college. So, and I just seen that my friend did it last year, so it was just like the perfect timing. 6 months to like reintroduce myself to the States and travel.
Nice.
Hello, good morning. My name is Owen P Stanley from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Hi, honey. And I am hiking the Appalachian Trail to raise awareness and funds for polio eradication, because the last time I checked my calendar, it's 2021, and polio still exists, and that's phony baloney. So I'm trying to raise $100,000. You can find me on social media with @HikeForPolio, and my website is hikeforpolio.org, and there's a donate link if you are so inclined to help make the world a little less terrible of a place, because there are still children in the world that wake up and can't use their legs because they've been infected by polio. So please donate if you can. You get a tax receipt, and all funds will get a 2-to-1 match from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And please watch Chica and Sunset's HOSTEL and all the awesome people that pass through, because this is the creme de la creme of all HOSTEL experiences. So please do stop in. I know I am so floored that I have. And thank you.
All right, Trunks.
All right.
So you've got 100 miles in on the AT.
Yes.
What has surprised you?
For me personally, getting my trail legs at this point, just kind of feeling the strengthening happening. For me personally, that's what I've surprised myself with how well I'm doing in that regard. The other thing is weather. Weather has been amazing this year. So last year was all
If you would have started 1 week earlier, you wouldn't be saying that.
But yeah, weather's been great. So views have been awesome. So I'm just having a great time out here.
Nice.
Yes.
Mackenzie, what surprised you so far?
I guess just how well I'm doing on the trail. Like, I don't know, the first night I slept with a knife in my hand. And now I'm like, it's pretty, I'm doing bigger miles than I thought I would do. And there's so many nice people out here. And yeah, it's just, the weather though has been beautiful. So I'm sure next week we're getting rain. I'll be like, a little different, but still positive.
What were you afraid of with sleeping with the knife? Were you afraid of people or animals?
Both people and animals. Like I heard a coyote and I was like up all night, couldn't sleep. But yeah, a little combination. But we're easing into it.
It's a different experience being in the middle of the woods all by yourself. Yeah. Well, you were among other people camping with you, but still in your tent by yourself.
And now I'm getting like more comfortable, like stealth camping alone.
That's very cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
Basco, anything surprised you yet?
I think similarly, like that I am still hiking. Like I don't have as much experience as most of the backpackers I've been meeting, but I'm keeping up with myself, like mentally and physically, and just like all the acceptance you get from like friends. That I've made a lot of friends so far, and it's only been like 2 weeks, but it's been great.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, I've surprised myself, and like motivation wise, like you have the motivation to keep on walking. And,
Has your body been feeling okay and your feet?
Yeah, like,
cool.
I mean, I rest when my feet start hurting, but like no injuries or anything, and
Nice.
yeah, been listening to my body pretty well.
Cool. Owen?
My experience has been the adverse of that, because I went for high miles pretty early and I ignored my body anytime it said something, and I'm paying the price now. So learned about how my shoes have betrayed me and they've crushed my toes, and so taking a 0.5 here at the hostel to get my toes to recover, and really surprised me how certain muscle groups just can revolt, because I was able to get from the Amicalola Arch to Rock Gap here in North Carolina in about 5 days, I think was what it was. And yeah, the part of my knee right on my leg, it just gave me a big middle finger. It's like, nope, you're stopping today. And so that was very scary, because I've never had something like that, and I didn't know what kind of long-term damage that would be or what that would mean for completing the trail or the project. And you know, we're definitely making on the pathway to recovery, but it just means I gotta slow down and get better shoes, and it's a learning curve. And as much as I want to complete the whole trail in 100 days and probably could achieve it all here, there's a big component where your body will tell you otherwise, whether you know that or not. It will manifest.
All right, everybody, if you have some social media that people want to follow your journey, if you have it, you can shout it out now.
Sure, at Trail Run Ray on Instagram.
Instagram, it's Mackenzie Michael, and that's Mackenziemichal.
Instagram at Thing1 or HW.
Okay. And you already said all yours, right?
at Hike for Polio in all the places. What am I doing? I'm hiking Y for Polio. That's Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and I do have a website, hikeforpolio.org.
And so you're doing this mainly because polio is still out there. In what countries?
Pakistan and Afghanistan is where the two countries that it's endemic. Of 2020, one of the positive things that have happened is the World Health Organization declared the entire continent of Africa polio-free. They have not had any new cases in the last 4 years. And I am a simpleton. I am no scientist, but to the best of my understanding, the virus for polio needs a human host to survive. It does not do well in the wild without a human host. So if we can go 3 years in a row without any new cases of polio, we can confidently say that we've eradicated the disease in an area. So if we can get rid of polio in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and show no new cases around the world for at least 3 years, we could have a polio-free world. And my goal of $100,000, it's not going to eradicate polio, but hopefully this project will generate awareness so that more people are talking about it, so we can move forward, because conceivably in the next 5 years, polio could be a thing of history.
And you're doing quite well with your fundraising. You're already over a third of the way done.
Yeah, cleared $36,000 already.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome, dude.
yes.
Cool.
Cheers
Nice
to
meeting
that.
you all.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you so
cheers.
much.
Thanks for joining us. So, if you guys want to introduce yourself.
I'm Professor.
Nice to have.
I'm from Ohio and enjoying my hike very much.
Awesome. And we have a repeat
Hi, I'm Basco.
offender.
Originally from New Jersey. I lived in Israel for about 7 years, and then I moved back about 2 years ago, and now I live in Maine.
Cool.
Walking home.
Yeah.
And I'm Aquaman from sea level by way of Atlantis, actually Orlando, Florida. And yeah, having a good time. Looking forward to getting all the way to Kentucky.
Cool. Let's see, what questions do we have? Professor, can you tell us a little bit about your trail name and how you got it?
Basically, we were talking about professions, and I'm an electrical engineer. And the guy I was talking with, his trail name was Water, and he says, you know, engineer, that's kind of bland, maybe. Maybe professor might be a little bit more hip or whatever. And maybe it was the beard and the aged look. And so he said, Professor, yeah, okay. And then next thing I know, it was, hey, Professor.
It's more sophisticated.
It's more sophisticated, yeah. So
you need a pipe.
Right.
And so people are going to come to you for advice now.
Yeah, but I don't have a tweed jacket to wear while I'm hiking.
And Basco, how'd you get your trail name? Did we do this in the... No. We didn't do this in the first interview. Okay.
So I really like hot sauce. I didn't bring any with me on the trail because I didn't really think about it. And this hiker, Frosty, had Cholula hot sauce. So I was really excited about it. And he wanted to give me a name that has to do with hot sauce. And when I was a kid, I used to really like Tabasco. I would call it Basco. Like I would yell for Basco for my high chair. So,
wow.
So I told Frosty that story, and yeah.
Cool.
I liked it better than Lula or Cholula or whatever. So, yeah.
That's cool. And Aquaman?
Well, I got my trail name because I'm a professional cosplayer.
Wow, that's him. Wow.
And yeah, I've been a professional cosplayer for quite a few years now and been known as Aquaman around the world. So I figured if I'm going to go on trail, might as well just keep it running.
Yeah.
So, and been doing the look the whole way. So I'm doing hiker cosplay.
Wow. And can you tell us a little bit about what you were saying about the DC comics using your likeness and everything for their cartoons?
Oh, about working with DC and the likeness in the comic book. Yeah. So for several years now, DC has been using my likeness for some of the comic series they were doing, such as the New 52 and the Injustice video games. So, yeah, so DC has been nice enough to help me travel the world and be kind of an international celebrity. And that spawned into me doing some movie work and some TV series and some reality shows and some documentaries. So it's been kind of a crazy thing. And then COVID hit, and I said, all right, well, I'm not doing conventions, so I guess now's the perfect time to finally take off that bucket list and do the AT. So I'm doing the AT.
So have you always wanted to hike the AT, or how did that come about?
Well, I'm a former Eagle Scout, so I grew up hiking and camping in Kentucky, and loved that. And once you get it in your blood, it's always there. It's always something you wanted to do. It was always something I wanted to do with my son, and unfortunately I didn't get to do much of it. We did a lot of backyard stuff, but never got to actually go in the woods and camp. So he unfortunately passed away from leukemia 16 years ago, and I started on March 6th, was the day he passed away. So I'm using this as a replacement for that tragedy in my life. But on the other side, he's traveling with me, and so people see my pack, you'll see a little green container, and that's some of his ashes, and those are going to go all the way to Catan with me, and then go home, and I'm going to put those back in his little urn and put a little AT sticker on the outside because he'll look proud with the AT as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Basco, what is your favorite piece of gear?
I guess this little recorder that my husband got me before I left. I didn't think I was going to use it, but I like to like speak journal. Like it's like audio journal basically, and it's easier than taking out a journal at the end of the day when I'm really tired. And so I hike alone most of the time because I hike slow, but I like hiking alone. So I just talk to myself sometimes in the recorder, and yeah.
Cool. And what is your favorite piece of gear?
That's a trick question, isn't it? I think my favorite piece of gear is actually my air mattress.
Is it super comfy?
It is super comfy.
Which one do you have?
I have the Thermal Rest X-Therm pad, which is very warm, very comfy, and I don't mind the noise isn't that bad, but it's nice and wide, so I have spot to put my elbows down, roll over without rolling off the edge. So I would say that's probably my favorite piece of gear right now.
Nice. What is your favorite piece of gear?
I'd probably say my trekking poles, because without them, I'm sure I would have fallen down way more than I would normally do. Those things have saved me on many occasions. You're just walking along, all of a sudden, you get that death grip on the poles, and it's the only thing that kept you from falling. So, gotten really used to it, and and even came up with a little cartoon idea with the trekking poles. So
Cool.
I'm going to contact one of my cartoon cartoon artists, and I've got 2 comics already designed, and I'm going to have him draw those out, and one of them has to do with my trekking poles.
Very cool. Okay, do you guys, if you have any places on social media that people can follow you, if you want to mention them?
Right now, I'm in the class of 2021 Facebook, Appalachian Trail Hikers
Okay.
group, as well as my personal Facebook page, which not too many people get it, just friends and stuff. But
Okay.
and I'll post to each one occasionally as I get the Wi-Fi service.
All right.
Yeah, I'm also posting on Instagram at thing1rhw, but I'm also writing for the Trek. So
Nice.
you can just find out Rotem Weissman at the Trek.
Okay.
And for me, on Instagram, I'm The True Aquaman, and on YouTube, you can find me as Aquaman on the AT.
Okay. So we have a real superhero here with us. That's so cool.
You're all
You're all
Yeah.
superheroes. Yes, for sure. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.